Alright, we're back. Mostly. Don't know quite what happened there, but a lot of stuff froze up and I had to disappear suddenly when my programs just one by one just totally froze. And I couldn't even get out of the pause screen I was using. So, yes, let's hope things stay a little more stable. Looks like they're better. Thanks, Fantastic Sherlock Fox. So let's try... There we go. We should have some hellos and stuff popping through fairly soon. But, yeah, we'll just have to see how things go. Okay, so where I was at? Looking for the pieces. And stripped oak, birch. Oh, I know what I did. Right. So, dumb mistake I made. I have to put away the spruce and go find some birch. We've got ourselves the location we were looking for with the portal. Good morning, Scrub Lord. Good to see you. What am I looking for? Use commands. Interesting. Whatever. My WebSockets say they're connected, but they're not. I have absolutely no idea what's going on. Just for that, I'm going to see if I can give myself a hydrate. Sort of. I don't think I've had that level, sort of, before. I did give the hydrate, as you saw there. Audio. Where is... Button sounds. Discord. Microphone. Theme. That's really weird. Well, we'll just have to fake it, I guess. Fake it till you make it, right? Good morning, Scrub Lord. Good morning, Neon Traveler. Good morning, Bobbreen. And if there's anyone else hanging out that I missed, welcome on into you too. So, okay. Classic chopping behavior required. We've got some roofing materials. Oh, right. I'm still carrying spruce. I don't want spruce. I need to change over other fences. Need those. Use those for something else. Those for something else. Oak for roofing. Okay, I need that. Birch, need those. Always need ladders. I'm just sort of trying to think here. Okay, spruce, I don't need you. That's one thing I don't need. Alright. Oak, I can change that into something else. Buttons. I can't remember why I made them, but let's keep them. Okay. I shall deal with the fencing after. Let's go get some trees while I think about it. Right. As for streaming goes, it's officially Tuesday, but welcome to my streaming Monday. It's the Monday kind of day. We're slowly peeling away some of the forest around us rather than actually having a tree farm. I'm of the opinion of why bother with a tree farm if you've got stuff reasonably close. And that allows for the option of future expansion later. See the map. So technically, we could actually take all of this, greenery down over the course of time. And that's part of why I'm not going to bother with the fence. Oh no. No. Dude, I'm sorry, but you're not welcome. I don't like doing that, but I don't have anything with me to tame him, and he's just too close to my sheep pen. Not happening. Let's go get some birch trees. I've kind of had it with the wolves killing the sheep. So eventually we'll have some dogs, which will tend to, as far as I can understand, tend to deter additional wolves from trying to kill the sheep. But we will at some point have a proper Minecraft-style sheep farm where they're all penned up and everything. But for now, they're just in my pen, and I don't trust that the wolf will leave them alone. So, it feels like last week was a really busy week, and it sort of was. Nothing super notable happened on the weekend. We had our kids' soccer, the second last of their indoor season, and it was interesting. The rules this season of how the game has played in an indoor format, at least at our kids' level, has drastically suddenly shifted. We're not even sure yet if it's official or if it's just something bizarre that multiple coaches in our teams are doing. I'm puzzled because my husband had been signed up to be an assistant coach for personality reasons. Did not continue as such, but we were unaware of him having been removed from the mailing system. So he should have still been receiving communiques from the club if rules had changed in the way the game is played. But there were some calls that I was not impressed with. And my son's coach is actually a bit of a interesting, less knowledgeable individual, but he doesn't realize that, if you know what I mean. So anyway, it was an interesting weekend that I wanted soccer over with faster than you could say Rumpelstiltskin. But good morning, Dell. Dell? Wow. Free hydrate. More coffee. Okay, that's interesting. So, Oh, it's bedtime. Okay. I do not have a sleeping bag in this world, so I have to figure out how to get the sleeping bag. I dumbly went and put out a sign for where I'm going to put the portal, and did not actually either bring a bed or remember to write down said coordinates. Smart, SMRT. I don't necessarily have a problem that I'm out at night. I kind of want more birch, so we'll have to come back. But yeah, so my brain is going in 3 different directions at once. Yeah, SMRT. Because an A in that case would stand for assume, and if you take the word assume and split it up into multiple different words, you make a back end out of multiple people. Mostly me. So to assume is not a smart move. Are you the guy? Oh no, he's still down there. I saw a zombie in armor who looked like the zombie that it had downstairs underneath everything, and it turns out that guy's not the same one. Being as nobody else seems to need this bed, it's coming with me. There. Okay. Unfortunately, 64 logs will not get us very far, so we do have to go back. But okay, I brought a bed this time. Just double checking. Okay. Oh. Okay, I heard what's underneath. Okay. Ah. So basically the major change that's probably messing with my setup under the hood, and may have defaulted some of my application settings, is that I have updated to Windows 11. For the most part, day-to-day usage, things are fine. You know, like I can play the game just fine. I can tell that you guys supposedly hear the game just fine. But as you can see, things that were tested were fine on Windows 11, and now they're not. So I don't know what to say to that, other than grr. But anyways, on the story of the weekend. So I'm glad the soccer season, indoor soccer season for our kids is almost over. This coming weekend we don't actually have soccer because up here the teachers for school have a convention on Thursday and Friday, and then on Saturday, as I said, no soccer because the following Monday is what we call a provincial holiday. So in other words, in our provinces up here, and likely our territories too, we're all having a holiday for Family Day or some other excuse, but basically everybody seems to have a holiday on that same day. The funny part is they don't actually have it. It's not a national holiday, but it's a provincial one. So the laws on what companies have to enforce their employees celebrating it, etc., are a little bit unclear to me because they're different in every single province. And I think there might only be one or two provinces that don't actually have a holiday on this day, or on the Monday. But anyway, so for a lot of people, particularly with kids, it's a 5-day weekend. When I grew up, traditionally, teachers' convention, or teachers' con, as a lot of people like to say, was an appropriate alternative time for parents to take their kids on out-of-town holidays if they're going to. And the logic on that being that way you get to avoid the insanity that is spring break. So if you're going to go to somewhere warm and nice, February is great because it's often got deep cold, and so it's a good time to get out of Dodge, but you're missing all those crazy spring break price increases and busy visitorship and all that jazz. That's still a tree. Okay. So my brain just thinks, oh yeah, I don't want meetings. I don't want to do anything this week. Oh. Okay. Do I have any? I don't have a lot of torches, but I should probably put them on the bar, just in case. Alright, let's get this one going. I'm not going to spend forever taking down all of this, but I do want to make sure we get enough disconnected that the leaves can despawn on their own. It's the full floaty tree thing that I've talked about a million times not liking, but further to that, mob spawn safety roofs is not a great thing. I want them to go. Do not like mobs. Yeah. Okay. Base is too light up. Alright. That's okay, I think. Now I have to mow the edges to get rid of those. This might be the last one. Bunch. And we'll see what will and what won't despawn. Yeah. think so. Okay. Some of that's despawning, which means it's attached to up here. Oh, no. Now you're disconnected. An interesting phone call from my kids' school this week. So, what is it they call it? In the US, I believe there's a program in some states called TAG. It's like talented and gifted for education. Up here, locally at least, they call it GATE, gifted and talented education. Surprise, surprise. Now my kids have qualified for, the coding that says, "Hey, you're smart," which is cool. I had it, and I would suspect my husband would have had it if they tested him for it. But he took sort of one of the smart kid style programs when he was in a higher grade. And so we got a phone call from our kids' school saying, "Hey, by the way, we need to update your educational assessment, which is a requirement for this application to the new school." Okay, great. But they said, "Yeah, by the way, you've got like less than 2 weeks to actually get it done." And they're going to try and get it done through their local system, but they doubt it's going to happen. And strangely enough, even though I'm not a particular fan of these individuals during administration, they're those people who have a funny way of talking to adults with a tone that reminds you very distinctly of the way some adults talk to kids. Like it's sort of a sing-songy type style, rather than being direct, which I find kind of weird. But anyway, but when they were telling us about it, they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna try, but we're not really sure it's gonna work, and we don't know if it's gonna happen," and this sort of stuff. And so they said, "Is there any way you could look into it privately? But we really would like to have it done by like March 3rd or something." And I'm going, "Pardon me?" We're gonna try. Cool. The reason that it's a big deal this year is because my son would be transferring to, junior high, or for those of you that do that sort of thing, he would be heading partway into middle school. We don't do middle school a whole lot up here. It seems to be becoming a thing, but it wasn't till recently, so I don't know. That's with that. But anyway, so between grades 6 and 7 is a great time if you're going to switch schools and switch programs to do so, because you're switching schools anyways, having to make new friends anyways. So it's great, as opposed to being that kid who changes to a new class or a new school smack in the middle of one of those groupings, and then basically has to contend with the fact that a bunch of the kids already have pre-made friend groups. So we're hoping that we can get this thing in line. But it surprised me, because I had been talking to my husband about it, and we said, "Oh yeah, we got to move. We got to get things going to figure out what the requirements are and what do we need to do and so on," because we thought that it was just a paperwork application, and that it was supposed to be due tomorrow. Well, bright side was the school apparently was on it. I don't know if they were just going through all of the smart kid stuff for his entire grade as one big package. That would be sensible, because I know there's at least one other kid in his grade who's on a similar track. So it could even just be that their parents asked for things to start moving. I don't know, but they called us, so that was quite nice. I like that. But it does mean that we're on a short timeline to get things rolling for him. And I would hope that he manages to make it in, but the thing is, it's whether or not he wants to. And that could be, yeah. We'll see. There's a lot of we'll sees there. But he was saying that I talked to my son, just saying, just so you know, the school called about this, and so that we're gonna have to have a conversation about that once we know a little bit more about what's going on, and that you probably will need to get a reassessment and stuff. And he had no problem with the reassessment bit. I said, "There's no guarantees here," and he said, "I wonder if my friend," and he named her, would be potentially going there as well. And I said, "I don't know, but it's good that you told us, because that means that if things proceed as they seem to be, then," and it's all vague information or vague words and such, but if things proceed as they seem to be, then maybe there's a chance, very small, that you might be able to get in her class. At least you might be able to get into her school." and like wherever she's going. And he seemed pretty interested in that, so we'll just have to see. I know that his major chum probably would not be going into that program, just because his other chum has some, I think it's dyslexia, and as a result has also developed a little bit of ADHD. So you combine those two items together, and it's unlikely that he would be on an educational scale that would get him into a gifted program. But I mean, hey, you never know. Like, there's always stuff behind the scenes that people don't know and don't tell you, and also that we as parents, all of us, are biased. Either, in favor, against, whatever, sideways, doesn't seem to make much difference, but we're all biased when it comes to talking about our kids. So what we say about our kids and what their friends' parents may be saying and so on, nobody can trust any of that stuff. So, as I said, we'll just have to see, but I'm really glad that the school was on it, because I was of the impression that we had kind of dropped the ball for this year, just other things going on in our household that just precluded a lot of attention being paid to that we'd have to look at it again next year, which, as less than ideal, but if it was anyways, it's less than ideal, so we'll just have to see. I'm crossing my fingers. And it wasn't just because I've been through this particular education program, but it was also that sometimes he comes home and we talk at dinner about, hey, what did you do in school today? Not much. What did you do that was boring? Oh, well, he's got plenty of things to say. Or what did you do that was, interesting? Not much. What are you learning about in such and such class? Oh, well, I'm, working on whatever it was, but it's kind of boring. And unfortunately, he's, being in the top grade, it's not like they can have him work with some of the higher grade students than him. So in my daughter's class, she's in a split grade, and similar challenge, but sometimes when the teacher doesn't know what to do, or doesn't have a plan, I should say, for something, do, like, say they have to do, maybe it might be reading or working on a writing assignment or something, then my daughter can get paired up with someone in the upper grade in her split class. So that works out well. So we'll just, as I said, we'll just have to see. That's been on my mind a lot, if you can't tell. Other than that, we've got news from Scouts Canada. Not actually national, just what our group's up to. I'm looking forward to going to a camp in March with my son, but we discovered last week that there is a dessert cook-off that his team will be involved in, or his group. And so they opted to try and come up with a recipe and then practice it this week so that they're not going in blind. Great plan, in theory, but in practice, not so much. One of the things is they decided that they want to try and do a pudding from scratch. And we're not talking just a dessert, like as in pudding course. No, we're talking like actual, the thing DC won't eat kind of pudding. And that's all well and good, but their base plan is a recipe that some of you may recognize, but basically it's called worms in dirt. So if you were to use a box mix pudding... Hey Benson, good to see you. You're present and accounted for. I don't know what's going on with the sounds on my soundboard. They seem to all be out of place. I don't know, nothing seems to be cooperating that way, so I do apologize for not hearing you come in. Looks like some of the visuals are busted too. So, yeah, it's kind of less than optimal. Apparently I have a lot to do this week. In any case, so I'm looking forward to going to this camp, and the kids are working on pudding and they're doing worms in dirt. Scratch pudding is a challenge over a camp stove. Seriously, not something that most people I know would take on. But in any case, they are. It is something they wanted to do. Okay, fine. Got information about the rules this morning. It's supposed to be a one-pot deal, which causes me concern right off the bat, because that precludes, the way it's being worded, that precludes the opportunity to use a double boiler format for a pudding to prevent it from being burnt. So, yeah, that's a concern there. And then they're also getting judged on originality. Well, worms in dirt, if you're using box mix, is literally like pudding mix Throw in pre-done cookie crumbles and various different candy, like gummy worms and nerds and other little nibbly bits. And I have seen that one since, not just locally, but even at group events, I've seen that sort of stuff pop up since I was like 7. And I'm in my 40s now, so that kind of says something. So originality? Keep dreaming. Yeah. Not great, but it'll be what it is, right? So today's question of the day is, what would be the worst superpower to have? Fantastic Sherlock Fox thinks it's, let's see. Thinks that the worst superpower to have would be X-ray vision you couldn't turn off. And here's the question. How far would it X-ray? Because, I mean, some people would say something like X-ray vision you couldn't turn off, but then they really only mean things unfamily friendly along the lines of we've got clothing, you know? Are we just simply making people naked? But I suspect that's not what Fantastic Sherlock Fox means. I mean, but if you're talking true X-ray vision, you would be seeing right through clothing, skin, muscle. So really, everybody would be walking skeletons with like weird gray-shaped blobs around. I don't necessarily see that as a problem. Yeah, I don't really think that would be much of a problem. Let's go here. That'll be a window. That'll be a window. I mean, I guess it'd be annoying, but if everybody did it like that, I mean, another question is if it's regular X-ray, are we seeing through houses into people's private lives? So that is a good one, but a normal X-ray system wouldn't see through walls or metal furniture or. I can't recall whether or not it would show through wood. That's a good one. I'll have to check on that. But otherwise, no, I wouldn't necessarily think it's that. It would be bad, but it wouldn't be the worst for me. I'm trying to figure out what would be the worst, though. It's one thing to say no, I disagree, but then I need to have an answer in return, right? At least that's how I see it. Oh, shut up, you crazy zombies. Okay, I was looking for a spot where I could get up to the side of this thing, just to put the top layer on by spawn-proofing a little bit with some of the oak stairs. And yeah, challenging. Let's put. Go over here and see if we can do this. 1, 2, 3. Oh, come on. Can I not climb stairs from there? Okay, fine. We will take it. Not that. This. Okay, so I spawn-proofed that. Smart. Smart. Challenging, but smart. Glenn, you caused yourself a headache. Wow. Mind reading, yes. I would say mind reading would be very rough. Totally agreed on that one. Actually, that might be the worst in my mind. That sounds silly, but I don't necessarily want to know what other people are thinking. Now, here's the other thing. I'm making the assumption on the question that we're talking the worst, but at the same time, if mind reading is the worst, are you the only one that has it? That's another sort of side part of that question. because if everybody has that skill, then suddenly we get used to it and not having the privacy. But as it is now, though, if only some people had the ability to mind read, then that would be awful. I mean, Star Trek kind of dealt with that once or twice, where they had the character Deanna Troi not being able to shut off her telepathy with others. And so she was hearing anything and everything, supposedly, and it was starting to drive her a little mad because she was hearing things and she couldn't turn it off, and she said far too many voices and far too much sound and too much input, and yeah, all kinds of bad. This one. So that was interesting to see how they took that, but yeah, so what if we had mind reading and you couldn't turn it off? I love you people to death, but I don't really want to know what you're thinking about me at all times. Similarly, let's see. We talked about X-ray. We talked about mind reading. We actually superpower. There's one. If you couldn't, once again, if you couldn't turn it off, then laser skills would just be awful. We see people doing things where they shoot lasers from their eyes or whatever, like Cyclops, I think. That would be rough. I think I wouldn't want that because there's a lot of stuff that he's destroying. And basically, he actually has that sort of can't turn it off thing going on in that world. That would be interesting. If you had to find other ways or distance related. So yeah, if you had proximity mind reading, then we'd often do a lot of isolating ourselves. And some sort of scientist would be developing the Maxwell Smart cone of silence, fast as you could say Rumpelstiltskin again, because nobody wants that. Oh. Yeah, that is. Okay. This one needs a button. Button. Where did I put the button? Okay. On the corners, we need to. One. Oh. Corners provide an opportunity. Okay, let's try. I can always make them go horizontal later. Fence. Where did I put the fence? Fence there. This is a double. Okay. It's supposed to be fence here. Low. There. I complicated the design a little bit. Yeah. Horizontal. I get some back. These. Yes. Alright. And that one. Of course, I'm going to get golems all over the place because I forgot about being able to get up on these pieces. That's okay. Oops. Okay, so I can go around that corner. I need to make sure we can go around the corners as we go because some of these corners will be too tight to get a player through. This one should be okay because I put the extra piece there. Oh, gosh. I'm thinking is I'm going to go horizontal on all these ones where it's 2 pieces deep, but where there's only a vertical. Sorry, only a 1 piece deep, and I'm going to go vertical there just for a little bit of variety. This would be a fence under that one, so you would have did I do it before? I can't remember. No good. Can't remember it at all. I think part is I'm getting farther in the design than I had earlier, so I didn't necessarily think that out. Let's see. It's gonna be fences and gates alternating all the way along. We've got a gate here, sorry, a fence there, and a fence on this one. So it should be. Might just be fences on these corners just to make it look right. Because gates can't go on angles. A fence like that. I can always change it out. Oh, and I wanted vertical, didn't I? That's, yeah. Let's see. So I'm still thinking about what would be something that I would find an awful one. Mind reading probably is still the best. Lasers would be rough. I mean, I guess you could always be like a bit weird, like the Mystery Men. Yes. And have really strange abilities, like the ability to be invisible, but only if people have the lights off. And that would be really odd. So that'd be worst in terms of useless, probably something like that. So what would be one of the most useless superpowers? This is one I think we may have discussed it a while back. So for those of you that are regulars, you may have seen that one before. One of the other ones that I think would be a ridiculous one. We had the scouts that were discussing this at camp a few months ago, and one of the ones they said, well, what if you could fly, but only like 2 feet off the ground, and only at 1/4 of regular walking speed? So more or less it's like a ultra slow hover. That, to me, would be quite pointless. So, yeah. That was where they were going with the idea. No. Okay, thank you. And one more. Yeah, I mean, but as Fantastic Sherlock Fox pointed out, Benson, would it make any difference if it was proximity related? I mean, as in, yeah, you may not want to hear the people right around you, but if you didn't have to hear the whole world all at once, would it be any better? Because then, in theory, one would try to get sort of move to. It may not always be possible, but move to a place where you were only hearing the people you could actually handle. So, in other words, there could be, in a way, almost like friendly psych bubbles, and people would move in and out of them, as in living move in and out of them, as they deemed that they could handle it. So if you couldn't get along with people in your bubble, you'd move out. But there's a lot going on. Okay, so that's all well and dandy to have this part horizontal, which poses problems for putting windows in. I guess you could put one. Yeah, there wouldn't be bad, actually. If I had this one, and have a window on the outside of that. But I couldn't put them on the verticals because the verticals would just be in the way. Actually, maybe I do want that particular one there. Swap out the other side, then I can cover off the vertical section. Aw, fiddle. And nope, that won't work anyways. Which means I need to go retrieve that one before it despawns, otherwise we have to go shopping again. I know it's 1 block, but 1 block at this point makes all the difference. So, while I'm down here, I'm going to derail briefly and go and get some more of the birch fences from over here. just cut them out of the pen and swap them for the spruce ones. That's why I was carrying the spruce ones around. Let's move the shield. I don't know. We're in the bed zone. Let's just put the bed back down. All right. Corner, nice and safe spot. So another option that we could do, just one of those things I've been thinking of, is I've added a bunch more of these questions of the day. We also have the option to pull up a would you rather. And I managed to get a few, like a kid safe set of would you rather questions. It's on an app, so I'd end up having to bring that up, like off my phone or something. Not a big deal. It wouldn't sit on the screen, but I could do that. So it's something we can look into. Putting up on here. I haven't got a redeem for it yet. As you can understand at the moment, the priority was to try to figure out why on earth is it that all the games and stuff are working fine, but the audio on the other piece is not. Who knows? Let's try that. Okay. I just saw what happened. It looks like, for some reason, unbeknownst to me, the bot had changed its output to the strange setting that I usually use for not having my game come through. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna grab a coffee sip and we'll see how this goes. Nope, no good. That's really, really odd. Whatever. I just figured out what the problem is. Just figured it out, I think. I'm using virtual audio cables for some of these things, but most of the stuff that's working right now is actually not coming through those virtual audio cables. They're actually coming through OBS capturing the sound of the application. And then there's my voice and stuff like that, pretty normal. However, as you can imagine, Fantastic Shark Fox will probably understand this one. Yeah, guess what drivers I forgot to install when I upgraded to Windows 11? So, that would explain a lot. That would explain a lot. Near miss on that last drop. Oh my, let's see what I can get. And that sound, is coming from, it's actually coming from a web browser source that I'm not even hosting. So, yeah, that's helpful. Doing a real quick check here. Dude, blah, 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 love the... Okay. Good, so I haven't missed a whole lot. I'm just checking on what's been said and so on. One. Okay, definitely something's going to take a little bit of doing. Two. Okay. We're not going to do too much tech here. Ooh. Interesting. So the drivers think that they're installed, they're just not listening to anything I'm doing. Okay, well, troubleshoot for later. But that might explain a ton. So, some works, some doesn't. However, neon was indeed first here. I'm going to kick that one. Oop. I'm going to all of those. There we go. Fantastic Shockbox and I were also talking last night about some visuals that we both thought were missing. So I'll have to find out whether or not that really is the case. And what's I trying to put away? Oh, great. I needed one fence the rest of the way. Or one gate. Put that opposite hand. There we go. There, I've got one gate, now I need more gates. Can I make oak fence gates? Can't make birch fence gates. Oh, actually it is oak. I want a birch. So I've been putting out birch fence, and that's way wrong. Okay, that would explain why I ran out of pieces. Yeah, well, at least those are the drivers that are broken. So I have to figure out how to get rid of them, and then it doesn't want to do that properly, so I'll have to fight that after. I have to get rid of the old installs because it's not seeming to work, and reinstall them. Can win another day, I guess. Okay. So we need a bunch of oak fence gates. And I need more oak wood. I need a bunch of oak fence. Know where to put them. Uh-huh. That doesn't help. Because the gates have to be done correctly, I need to put the fence out first. Are those low? Oh. I can make sticks out of... Buttons. Let's just deal with the golems after, so... that... That's what I think today. There we go. Okay, so we've got... Where'd I put the fences? Fences, gates... sticks. Okay, so we can get 30. Go with give them some gates. 16 gates. Wow. Won't get us very far. I have an odd number of sticks. That's part of the problem. Get more gates, please. This. Got 25. Make some. Fine. Don't care. 23 gates. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then let's put a fence. Let's first oak fence. Oh, we have a lot. That should get us around the edge and then some. I miscalculated that again, but that's, you know, hey, Dylan makes mistakes, right? And I ate all my oak. I'm not gonna ask. Not gonna ask. It's funny when you see the people in chat on here right now. We've got Brian, aka Stoner Miner, and Alex, aka Seal. Well, that's not how you pronounce it, but you know. We've got. Actually, let's just do this from outside. So we've got them on here, and it's just amusing to me when we got both of them on here because the chatter is always funny and to me. I don't know why I find it amusing, but I do. Okay, where is the dirt? Oops, I did it again. Those are gonna be some sticks. Okay. What's this? Why do I have spruce in there? I don't know why I have spruce in there. I don't want it sticks out of that. Okay. This should be oak. Like that. And oak fence. Okay, there we go. And this one. What are I doing with that? Oh. Okay, so this one would actually be gate. Let's see if it actually works or if I need to go back to fence. Yeah, as in works as in looks any good. Gate. Fence. Yeah, it'll do. Gate. Fence. At least by doing this part now, then I've got stuff I can build off of, like I have some ledges to support things, which is what it's for. But it makes it a little bit easier for me to stand on and or build things. Then I'll also find out how well or poorly I did when it comes to how much I made. I'm normally a just-in-time, just-enough maker. So, yeah. Which way did I go? I went this way. Check that side. Did I wrap around? So it's not till on the corner when things actually turn around. Minecraft. Minecraft, Minecraft. Yeah. That's where it turns. It's funny, I try really hard to make things circular, and then Minecraft finds a way of making me deal with squareness again. There's still a corner, you know? Fence, fence, fence. And fence. This way. Gate, gate. Gate. It goes this way, then it goes that way. Fence, gate. Wow, thinking aloud. Fence. Between, I don't know why, but between the OBS oopsies, I guess, and technically that'd be a gate, but I think that was weird. Yeah, whatever. What did I do on this side? Oh, no, I did a fence, and that wasn't what I wanted anyway. This. Sure, whatever. Alright. So yeah, I made far too many fences and far too many gates. But at least being sort of done with those, I put them away. And fix my horse pens later. Okay, do I have enough planks? Sticks. Planks, can you please be one set of stairs? Two sets, great. This one, that one. I guess I'll take that out for a second. And put these back. Don't need those. Oh, actually, we'll need some. There we go. There's 11. That's a good start. It's not all of them, but start. do 1, 2. I don't know where I want to put another one on this side. There should be one, but I think might it be that inside again? I guess. Not sure. Totally not sure. Oh, haha. I see Zerk just joined the game, so let me actually go and get the cords for him. Friends, just putting up a sign and walking away, that didn't help. Not that there's any expectation for Zerk to do anything, but guesstimate a portal roof location. Okay, right over here. N new. Oops. Dell's roof portal, and being it's Dell, we make it purple. Kind of weird color. Pick that on purpose. Off save. Okay, where did that go? Distance. Dell's roof portal. Edit. Okay, and I have to write this down. Oh, nice and even. 2200 by 297 by. That doesn't really matter. X, Z. Okay. There, that part's done. Actually wrote it down this time. Apparently. Let's go chat that one. There's only a sign there now. Do you need me to build? He said, oh. Interesting. So you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. Wow. Wow. Let's try that again. X equals 200. I know I'm giving him more information than he needs, but hey, it works. We like it quiet? Wow. Wow. Wow, Brian. Okay, let's get back up to the roof thing. I'm gonna worry about chopping holes in where I want the portals later. I mean, it would save me wood to do it now, where I want those holes, to figure out which ones I want on this direction. Probably this one, I'm gonna bet. I did that earlier, didn't I? By the way, I've decided that this place is just loosely inspired by oh. Where'd it go this time? Up here? I don't know. Yeah. Oh, it's up there. It's up there. Of course you would. There we go. This place is loosely inspired by Shrewsbury, not actually related to Shrewsbury. The more I learn about the place, the more I find out that, yeah, there's no way I can really replicate it in Minecraft based off of real stuff. It's all sort of could be's and maybes and stuff, because by necessity, you know, timber structures just don't survive. The other part of that is that an architect whose last name is Telford, I can't remember his first name, he, in the 1300s, basically shredded the region, as I see it. He he bulldozed right through the old castle and tore down a lot of things and smushed up the ramparts, and it was quite the destructive mess. So, long story made short on that one is that Telford is to blame for why the foundation levels of Shrewsbury Castle from the medieval period are missing entirely. Also, Telford is still involved when a few years later he decided to put a highway right through the grounds of the abbey, and that is where the modern A5 sits. So yeah, I don't like the guy. For the purposes I'm working on now, I don't like the guy. Alright, where did I put the second one in? Right next to these. So it'll be this block I'm standing by. That's okay, you know? Yeah, well, I mean, cultural opinions on whether or not things need to be preserved have shifted over the years. So back in those days, they really didn't feel that it was worth preserving their history. I'm not quite sure what made us shift to an attitude now where we do seem to want to preserve history and we take an interest in it. I mean, I know I do partly because my country doesn't have much for history. Oldest city we've got is only about 400 years. So if you want anything older than that, it's not going to be in Canada. But yeah, the Brits do a great job of preserving their history now. Like, for example, they didn't want to mess up any more of the castle grounds and disturb any more of it when they were still doing their digs into Shrewsbury Castle to try and learn about the history. So what they did is there used to be a greenhouse that it wasn't Telford that put it in. It was put in the 1600s, I believe, or actually later than that. The Victorians used it. But anyways, so they built this castle and kicked into the greenhouse and kicked into the existing ramparts. And so the modern archaeologists decided to make use of that, and they dug through the foundations of what was left of the greenhouse to... And this one I'm keeping. They dug through the greenhouse remains to put up, or to dig their hole to find out more about what the original ramparts would have been made out of. So that was kind of an interesting piece of information. And the best part about today's technology is that these things are often recorded on YouTube, so we can actually watch little videos of the digs. Kind of neat. That's one of the things that I kind of fell in a minor rabbit hole last night doing, was looking at the 2 or 3 minute videos of the digs, and found actually a presentation from the head archaeologist involved. It's about 45 or 50 minutes. I'm going to probably want to watch that. It's weird though, because it's got a lot of the pictures that I've been showing you guys. So it was kind of funny going, yeah, I found this. I found your report independently. And no, hey, here's your presentation. This is neat. Okay, in any case, let's get back to the castle. Yeah, so Telford is not a happy guy in my books. It's more that I don't have a problem with remodeling as a concept. That's fine. A lot of our rules today are if something's a historic building, then there are limited permissions on what you can actually do with said historical building. Oops, wrong way. But, so you can gut the interior, you know, that I can understand why that might be allowed. But you can't actually go and take the whole thing apart. Oops, and I don't want this. think, yeah. This is the block I don't need. And okay, now how do I go this way? 1, 2, below level. Oh, ha. Guess I do need stuff like that. There we go. These down because they're not necessary. Oops, not be on them though. It's funny though. I mean, like, I don't know. Let's say I don't know why I have an obsession with that castle. That's not true. I do know why I have an obsession with that castle, as do you guys. But it's just interesting. The more I dig, the more I look into it, the more I find, and the more we find that it doesn't exist. That's what happens when you pick fictional characters, and which works out well for the authors, because by not having to deal with your character's home location actually existing anymore, then if you change things about it compared to historical records, it doesn't matter. And that's something that I keep having trouble realizing in this whole rigmarole, is that it should be an advantage rather than a frustration that these things are non-existent. Which means that I can do what I like. Sounds weird, but true. Here's another funny one. The Benedictine Abbey for rather Cadfile is actually older by a good margin, at least 100 years, than the castle itself. Two in a row, yeah. Gotta figure out what to do with that one. Oh, I missed entirely. Wow. I can't, aw, I can't go again? That stinks. Henson is a winner! Yay! Yay! Okay. Put that one up there. Oops. Oh, can't be on it. I'm doing that. It's funny, I can make designs for these things as much as you please, and then promptly forget how to do it when I actually go to put them in place. Window. We'll just have to see how many golems we get when we're done here, because it looks like we might get a few. They're not supposed to spawn on the top of these walls, but yeah, I think they will. Okay, and that one. Let's take this piece out. As long as they don't come down on my head. As you guys are aware, I do not like it when things do that. 1, 2, window. Oh, no, not that one. This isn't the one with window. That's. At some point I had a story and I can't remember what the story was at the moment, so sorry. Apologies. These two down. There's a window in this one. That's what I'm thinking of. The window there. Got it anyways. 1, 2, 3. Take this one out. second there I thought I was running out of wood. I was like, what? That doesn't happen. It does. These 9 peeled. Oh, healing. Aha. But tis. Yes, that was a bad joke. Hello, sir. You decided to come for a walk? Look, I've seen you up here before. This one. I'm standing on it. Help. I really do wish placing logs on their sides would have been made easier. There. Huh. Okay. Sure. Sometimes things just really go flying in this one. There we go. That one can come out. Now we're just about done. Okay, sorry for hyper-focusing. Looking forward to getting this ring done so we can actually start working on the outer ring exactly the same way. We have to figure out what to do with the walls at the same time. Okay, and then... So I think on the other side I had just done that. And my son thinks that these towers should be taller, so we'll have to see about that. I think he might be right, but I want to finish the inside of the tunnels first, so that we can actually use this place. Make it look okay. Oh, so let's go down and around. Oh, down the speedy way, apparently. Now, do I have... Okay. Don't have very much for oak, so we're gonna have to go chop some more oak, but let's get the roof going on some of these, just to deal with spawn abilities. Oh. Okay. That. Let's try this direction. And then this way. Hello. Yes, much nicer. Can I do that again? Nope, nope. Not from where I'm standing anyway. No! Thank you. This one? Oh well, we'll just have to fake it for now. So that dirt went to. Alright, so at least I'm starting to get an idea of shape that I want here. just enough to do most of it and not the bit that actually needs it. Oh well. I don't want to chop the oak on that side or on the other side. Or is it encroaching more? Probably straight out ahead, actually. Really nothing much to see out that side. There's not much to see out any side, truthfully. Alright. Least painful place to drop? Nope, that wasn't it. Two in a row. Oh, Linko reset button. Wow, lag. Okay. I'm thinking of taking these trees out here on this side because the story I'm going with now is they're going to need to be able to see out. And you can't exactly see what's coming through the forest if there's forest in the way. So yeah, might be a good place to start. Is this not an oak? Oh, okay. First time I've had that happen. I just chopped down a whole tree. Couldn't find it in my inventory because the server rubber banded the entire tree. Huh. Don't do that, game. That's just mean. That's just mean. Might as well say hello to the person, because why not, right? Enjoy the lurk and work, Scrubboard, for sure. Sorry I missed you coming by. As you can tell, there's a bit of chaotic weirdness going on. Alright. What's that one? We need lots of oak because we need lots of roofing. And I'm going to need those other birch anyways, so that's fine. Okay, take this out, please, so that we can despawn. There, now you're not touching the ground. The Land's Wood Chopping Stream, Part 1. So the reason, backing up my story a little bit, the reason that I needed to have a portal, preferably to the roof, is partly that, you know, when you're in the nether, if you're just traveling point A to point B, it's kind of nice to not have to worry about needing to make yourself a safety tunnel or to deal with mobs while you're in there. But the other part of it is that, aside from our whole server deciding to go that way, for generic travel at least, pardon me, we have on this coming weekend, coming up, 9 p.m. Eastern, I believe. I have to think about that for a second. 9 p.m. Eastern, we have Java server dragon fights. So I will definitely be streaming those. I should actually get that posted in the schedule so that people can see that. And yeah, so it'll be streaming more or less of a live feed of the chaos. Not a whole lot of commentary going to be involved in that one. It'll just be a live feed of whatever's going on and everybody in Discord and so on and so forth. And the plan at this point of the game is to take out the dragon while everybody's wearing unenchanted iron armor, so you're allowed to be fully ironed up, I guess you could say. and we'll have unenchanted bows and a whole ton of unenchanted arrows and stuff. Being as I am actually right next to a snow zone, I think it might be fun to experiment. It doesn't cause a whole lot of damage, but it might be fun to experiment because I have heard that if one could actually throw well enough, which usually I can't, but if one could throw well enough, that I've heard you can take out some of the Nether Dragon's End crystal things on the towers with snowballs. I just want to see if I can even get one up there. That's really all it is. It's not can I take one out, it's can I even get a snowball up there. That would just sort of be a fun way to do things. If I was to do it solo, which I'm not, thankfully, but if I was to do it solo, then I would be running around with a whole ton of torches as well and just torching the place up to reduce Enderman. But this one, we tend to deal with either people running out with buckets of water or more commonly just stacks of blocks, and then you just make your Enderman safety roofs and get rid of them that way. Some people like to run around with pumpkins on their heads. I don't know if we're doing that one this time around. I didn't last time. Died to a few Endermen, and that's okay. So, yeah. Don't know if I'll be doing that this time or not. Shouldn't really be picking on which trees I'm cutting down. Just go for it. Opening up the view. Let's see what we've got. No, I should probably go more to the right, I think. Take a lot of the stuff between the snow and the hole in the ground. So that should probably go this way. Just keep peeling this part back. I've got apples. Nice. If I was playing bingo, that'd be awesome. Oh, whoops. It's the only block I've got. Okay. Don't want to fill up the inventory. Alright. It's funny to me just how much this takes for wood. Even though I'm not actually building the whole thing out of wood. And I can't recall whether or not they put in self-regen here, like in this version or not. I guess I'll find out, because if I'm not picking up all these oak saplings, who knows if I'll end up with another forest. 2590, not quite. Oh, I'm not trying to be a show-off. I just hit go. Wow, that's a slow drop. Oh, because it's rubbing down the side of the window. There we go. Alright, so let's roll this one. Now, for those of you who are curious, I am intending to, as some say, go long. Not 4 hours long, per se, but I might do 3. So we're only at 2. We're not going to be chopping for the entire time. I will be going back to the castle and putting more of this wood actually in place. I really want to get some work done on this castle. And I will be coming back for a second round later in the evening as well. So you've got your choice of times on when to find Dell. Or when to watch Dell get lost in her own forest. Yes. There we go. Yeah, there's not much to say about this zone. I mean, the Normans built the castle in a hurry. The first version was wood, then they became stone after that fairly quickly, and then it became expensively done in stone, and the Normans did not actually build the town. One would think that was the case, but no. Apparently the town was already starting to come together on the peninsula, and so free lore, yay! It was already starting to come together, and they just basically marched in, took over, and then built their own thing and expanded the town. but it wasn't much of a town to begin with, from what I understand. Sorry, my head's all over the place today, and that's frustrating for you guys, only insofar as I'm having a little bit of a challenge with the banter, simply because so many things, and then my brain goes, no, that's not interesting. No, that's not interesting. Not even to me. So, yeah. And the other part of it is, I have a constant soundtrack. Most people have a constant internal monologue, which I frequently do, but today a lot of that is actually music, or clips from soundtracks, musicals, songs that I can't seem to get rid of. And unfortunately, it's not something that is actually a conversation piece, because what's going on in my head keeps changing. Like, I can't remember, we had chicken wings for dinner the other night, and then, so I keep getting clips of that stupid song about, it's like a novelty thing about chicken wing, hot dog, and bologna. I've heard it on Groova's stream a few times, and I was really hoping it had just been some sort of nonsense my kids' friends had come up with in the schoolyard. Sadly, that is not the case. So, yeah. And I'll have to see if I can get one of my scouts to write down their alternate lyrics, but they've gone and changed some of the lyrics to Lorax. And so every time Dadcraft's stream redeems a tree, and they've got a clip from the animated Lorax, I keep getting this stupid scout thing stuck in my head. And it's basically, the story behind it is just that they had dug a hole at one of our camps in a provincial park, which I would have had a hissy fit right at the beginning if I'd been the one in charge. Anyway, suffice to say that they dug a hole, they did end up filling it back in, and it was a public campground in a provincial park anyways, so I guess one could argue it was already disturbed. But they pledged allegiance to the hole, and then they went and changed the rest of the lyrics to the Lorax thing about trees. And instead of, I think it was instead of let it grow, it's I speak for the hole, let it grow, dig it deeper. And it went on and on about that, and then somehow it morphed into being like a Jedi thing and letting the anger flow, except it was still said in the same way as the Lorax tree guy, and it was just weird. Maybe I have to get them to write it down for me. But that's what, sometimes it's, the reason I need them to write it down is sometimes things get stuck in my head and I can't get rid of like a song or something until it's been entirely dealt with, end to end, so I have to know what the quote or clip it is to be able to get rid of it. Okay, is this despawning? Yeah, it is. Oh, oh, maybe? There it is. Okay, part of it. So, I'll have to get the whole piece to go through. Kind of a waste. What am I looking forward to? I'm looking forward to camp. I'm really looking forward to the dragon fights. Actually, I had a blast with the dragon fights last year. So I had never killed the dragon in solo when I went to help with the dragon fights last year. They gave me some ideas, so I have done solo dragon fights since then, and taken out the dragon. As I said, I had to deal with the Enderman first, so that prep was a little bit of a pain. But got her done, and then so pleased I don't have to deal with the dragon in order to start my the Vault Hunters that I was working on. It's not just that it's an SMP, it's also that they don't require that anymore. Like it's a different mechanic. Okay. It's not despawning, so where is... Oh, there it is. It is despawning. What have we got? 64? Well, 63? Sure. We'll go with that. You gonna despawn tree? Let's take out. Let's take out this one more. I'm like one more treeing myself to death. actually, let's do something a little bit smarter. Smart. SMRT. What I might do instead is just go to the top of the hour. Whoa. Maybe? Oh! Well, thank you. Actually, I might stick around. Well, come on in, Caring with Colors. Welcome in. Welcome in, Teddy. Good to see you guys. I am deadly curious, for those of you that are returning, what is it about the stream that brought you back? I'm just idly curious, because I'm always trying to learn what people like and what attracts them. And I mean, it could be just as simple as, hey, we needed somebody to raid and you happen to be there. You know? But I'm always curious what brings people in. Welcome in, Zero. Welcome in. Good to see you guys. So what I'm working on today is, initially I took a derailment and... I shouldn't say initially, it's happened a few times. I took a derailment and picked out some coordinates for a portal to the nether roof. The majority of the server has decided that we're going to travel that way, which is like from base to base and so on. And we've got dragon fights coming up on the weekend, so I needed to get connected to the network. Then on top of that, I was harvesting some wood for putting up the castle walls on the historically themed or historically influenced castle for Shrewsbury, England-ish. I'm a huge fan of Brother Cadfael monk novels. You can start to see the walls are going up around the Mott section of the building. I still actually have to tear down around it to make it more of an actual hill, but, you know. It'll come. It'll come. And, actually, I'll just do a quick boo. So I have a lot of dudes in there. Somehow, somebody got out. Which is not good news. I need to figure out where he got out. Because I have to let him back in, for one thing. How did you get out, buddy? And I see you want back in. I can't blame you. I'd want back in, too. Here you go. Please go in. Go, go, go. Please, go back to your workstation. Go. Thank you. 1, 2. Okay. But yes, I'm trying to build a castle like that. I have these other extra blocks on the ground because I decided for like the 4th or 5th time to change the shape of the castle a bit. And so the resulting effect of that is that we've got new little areas dotted all over that are going to be changed. And I have a suspicion, now that I think about it, that my reshaping the castle might be partly how these guys got out. Well, in any case, if I have to breed up more, I'll breed up more. So yeah, I need the oak and I need the birch, so I'm just peeling out some of the stuff in this zone in between under the guise of supposedly wanting a better visual line for the castle. But I get myself incredibly lost while I'm cutting down trees and disoriented, so it doesn't necessarily make a whole lot of sense on which trees I'm taking down. Welcome in, Bird. Good to see you. Good to see you. It's funny. Over the last month or so, my numbers have been better than they have been ever before, and I'm still spoiled by that. I'm trying to figure things out. I like that, you know. It's not all about numbers, but I like the fact that people like what I'm up to. But it's also interesting to note some of the names that I had rated into in the past before I started going a little bit long. It's interesting to see who pops up right around the time that my numbers dip, and then whether or not they come back afterwards. So that's always neat to see. I think I'm going to leave those ones. Yeah, I was going to clean up the rim of this hole, but I don't really want to fall in the hole. It looks like it's going to be a bit of a pain to get back out on the other side if I survive the drop. So yeah, let's leave those for later. It's not like I need those ones. Ooh, you shouted out JF Bird Blue. Awesome. Excellent plan. Now you guys just need to know, normally I have a lot of sounds that go through things for following leaders, and the raid came through because it triggers something that's not controlled by my bot. But the sounds and visuals being controlled by the bot are very hit and miss today. I'm not entirely sure why. So I've got some troubleshooting to do before this evening's session. So if there's something that you've seen before that normally has sound and for some reason is not today. Yeah, that's what the problem is. Initially, things froze up on my computer and I had to do a reboot. The result of going to Windows 11 is that sometimes things just don't like me. And some of my drivers and stuff apparently seem to need reinstalling because they're not happy. So yeah, that's okay. Gave Teddy the suggestion of having me as a raid target the last time, and I'm on his list now. Nice! Yes, thank you very, very much, Teddy and crew, for coming on in. I really appreciate it. Every time someone comes in, and comes in more than once, then I realize that, there's effort that's worth being put in. I can talk to a wall. I could probably talk the paint off a wall, I suspect. But, it's always nice when things can grow organically and people are enjoying it enough that they do want to guide the raid in this direction. So thank you very much. Congrats, JF Birdblue. What did you win with today? Ooh, sword. Nice and classic. Love it. Love it. Very elegant victory. Exactly. If it were Fantastic Fox, I would probably say, how's your wrist? Fantastic Fox actually used to fence in real life, and that was before he and I got together. But unfortunately, he had an oddball injury somehow, and can't fence anymore because his wrist got kind of screwed up. But yeah. Beats that pillow win. It does. It does. Although sometimes I wonder if people have stuck an iron in their pillow. Because if you do that, it would hurt. I actually would love to see if at some point I can talk to people doing that Champion of the Hill and see if I can get them to put a fish in there. That sounds dumb, but there's been some goofiness lately with just in our community with references to the Monty Python fish slapping dance. And I think it'd be kind of fun to be able to see if somebody won with the salmon, which would be a nice big fish to just smack somebody off the side of a cliff or something with. I know a few people every once in a while, not necessarily in our community, but other Minecraft players who enjoy PvP, and they've decided that their PvP sort of weapons of choice for duels would be fish. They limit the game to just fish. You're allowed to you're allowed to PvP, but you must be wearing no armor and just smack the snot out of each other with fish. It's different. Okay. Once again, let's not mess with the rim. One of the things I was mentioning the other day that I'm not a huge fan of with 118 generation is just all these spaghetti caves. I don't mind like the big ones like you see here, with the huge craters or more ravines or actual big caves that you can mine your way into. But the fact that there seems to be some sort of spaghetti cave under everything, everywhere, is a little bit much. I have a permanent resident underneath my castle, just because I've got a zombie who appears to be wearing a hat or armor or something, and I tend not to be able to get him to despawn. Either that or if he despawns he comes back, which doesn't make any sense anyways. But, it's just more that they're noisy. Like, you're not hearing the villagers in my base because I'm using a quality of life mod known as Extreme Sound Muffler, which allows me to selectively mute sounds in the game. And so, with selectively muting them, I can specifically get rid of certain ones. So I've chosen to keep the sounds from the villagers where they're interacting with their workstation. That lets me know when they renew their trades. But I got rid of all that business. And I can't remember if I muted the sheep or not. This one? I muted a bunch of stuff. I know the cats are muted, so I don't even know if they're in there, half the time. So I don't think I have any cats yet this season. Certainly not going to have 32 of them like I did last season. That was just too many. There was a reason for it. Last season's theme was all about mystery books. So I was referring to a mystery series called The Cat Who, where the main character has two cats, but all the book titles are The Cat Who, The Cat Who Knew a Cardinal, The Cat Who Saw Red, The Cat Who Walked Through Walls, The Cat Who... I don't think it was Walked Through Walls, probably a different book. But The Cat Who this and that, whatever. The Cat Who Ate Cheese, you know? Cat Who Turned on... Cat Who Turned on and off? Yeah. So I decided that as my reference for that book series, I was actually just going to name a cat after every one of them. So each one would be The Cat Who, and then the title of the cat. But I ended up with 32 cats. So, I mean, there's 29 books, but then there's 2 cats in the books. And then I had one cat that I'd completely forgotten about and discovered him later. So I had to give him some sort of name and decided that he shall not be named in sort of a Harry Potter reference. All right, do we have enough? Yeah. We have enough to be annoying. Get rid of these so that things can despawn. I hope. That one too? Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of cats. Oh. Hee. I spy with my little eye a Zerk who accidentally missed. Video bomb. All right. Yeah. When the cats had the sound on, it was loud. So I kind of felt sorry for anybody who came to that part of my base. I didn't spread them all around the base. I mean, that probably would have had the sound better. But by not spreading them all around the base, then it meant that people didn't necessarily want to visit the church that much. Okay, so we have some oak. Let's get some of these stairs on and start putting on the interior side of the birch. I don't need sticks. I don't need saplings. Oh, this one. Saplings or apples or... I will eventually move this stuff and label it, but for now, let's wood up there with these oak fence. Oh, right, I was using that. Great. Okay. I need stairs. This one. Those. Won't be enough. This one. And more stairs, please. And then I need some slabs. Let's do half of these in slabs. Go. Wow. I'm gonna need a lot anyway, so let's go back to more stairs. Okay, now the inventory is full. That should be enough for a while. It's hopefully going to be too many for what I'm working with right now, but by the time we add more of the exterior walls, I definitely will need these for that section anyhow. All the way up and do a drop down. There we go. I'm going to do 1, 2, and a slab. Okay. This, please. Fence. Go. No, not upside down, please. There. Oh, did I? In a second. Okay, actually, before I do this section, I should probably finish the outer rim of the slightly lower layer, just so that we can get spawn proofing back in here. Iron farm, you can go back to working, maybe kind of, sort of. That's enough? Okay, good. Alright, so now that should allow the farm to get back working, if it's going to. It works when it wants to work. I have a suspicion, oops, if the night was too short, then the villagers didn't get asleep, in which case they're still getting scared, but they're not actually making any golems. Yeah, we have 4 still. All the way up. Sorry. 1, 2. What was I doing here? Oh, right. Fence. Good thing the cat sounds are limited, unlike in real life. Yeah, can you imagine if the cats started to make that aggressive sound to each other? Exactly. If the cats were fighting, that would be problematic for sure. That would definitely be problematic. Also, I mean, oops. Those of you that have cats or have been around cats for long enough can understand it would be problematic if they decide to be in heat as well. Because we definitely don't need a ton of cats yowling all over the place either. Keeping everybody up at night sort of thing. I guess I do need one in here. 2. 1 level. 2nd level, right? And, yeah, okay. The suspended level is always the one that confuses me on these ones. Getting it to fit correctly. So this one is here, there, this. There. Nope. Nope, I don't want to overhang of that one. Come on, how do I do this without dropping too many pieces? There. Guess I'm gonna have to build the overhang as I go along. Make sure nobody gets purchased, right? Isn't that how it goes? I'll have to button that. Sometimes there's things I didn't think through, right? Okay. This one, that one. Well, this is a work in progress. We'll figure it out as we go. And I can take out the internal supports when I go through the inside. Because somehow this isn't working as it is. This one. I'm building it all wrong. There's something not right about this one. So let's move to the walls of that section instead, and that might explain a lot. Switch. Why, thank you very much for gifting a sub to JF Birdblue. I really appreciate that. Wow. 1, 2, 3. The double. 1, 2, 3. We're going to have all kinds of golem issues, but unfortunately, them's the breaks. forget, how can I? Curve operations. Fail. I can jump on a fence? Apparently not. And 2. You know, I don't need these slabs. I don't need them at all. Which is kind of nice. I don't have to worry about that part. Odds have become evens. Oh. Fence. There. Now I can take those out. Itch. Hey, Scotch Tape, good to see you. As you guys have noticed, I do apologize. The sounds for subs and stuff are a little bit busted right now. Not particularly sure why things are going as haywire as they are, but that'll be something I'm going to troubleshoot between streams. And figure out which end is up. That one we'll probably need. I don't really care what I'm using here. This one, and that one. Yeah, there we go. And we've got... Oh, right. Okay. I don't even need the second row of stairs either. Not in most places. That out. And I can lower slab that, which means I don't have to button it. This one. And I only need extra slabs in some spots. Try that. That this piece. Nope. Stairs. Oh. Okay. That stairs can't go there. Stairs has to go this way. And then lower slab that. Alright. More stairs for me for later. Excellent. Staying out of the rain. Butter chicken. Yeah, I was telling Fantastic Sherlock Fox about that I was in Scotch Tape's stream last week and had butter chicken for dinner, and we started having this great conversation about butter chicken and the fact that our house has made butter chicken from scratch, but we just find it a lot easier and more reliable in flavor to use a particular brand of jarred sauce. And it happens to be Patak's jarred sauce, which, being Canadian, and it was sold in a very Canadian store, that I didn't particularly trust that it was going to be available in the States. Turns out, strangely enough, it is. So yeah, all good. All right. So we were mentioning that we use the same kind, that we both like it, which is just a fun point of conversation during a stream. Sir, are you the reason the farm doesn't want to work? Yes, you are. Okay, I need to figure that. I need to get rid of him. Derail. Squirrel. Intentionally. Okay. So I need to put my anti-golem defenses a little bit farther out. Oh, whoop, 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 not that. No, you need to stay blocked. Okay. this one. We want villagers to be able to come in, so let's go like that. This. Like that. Maybe. Yeah, that should be okay. Then I can take down this one. And button that one. Now eventually, this should work here, but it looks like I'm gonna have to make an anti-golem fence from down there. We're gonna have what do you call it? Golems running around all over the place for a while. Yeah, there's a pair of them. Can they get in here? I hope not. Okay. Let's get back up here on the walls and see what we can do. Oops. These are 5, not 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Which means I need my whole... I'll just get away with 1 on this side. Right there. Perfect. Ish. Lower level is quite doable, so let's just get that done. Nothing the bucket of lava won't fix. Yeah, that's true. It's just one of those things where they'll come back. So if I just build a fence to keep the brats out in the first place, then I don't have to worry about it, and then I can have a rough idea how many golems that these stupid villagers are spawning. The other thing I've discovered is this spawn-ish proof, or spawn-proof-ish, I guess, spot, is... It's not going to be spawn-proof for long, I can tell you that. But it also seems to be just far enough that the villagers seem to decide they want to build more. More people, more golems, more this, more that. One goes here. Oh, okay, fine. And there. 2. The other reason I threw buttons in the bottom is it's going to get awfully dark in the game, so. Okay. Flat. Keep going. I think I slept recently enough. It's not my turn. Oops, not my turn for golems. Not golems. Phantoms. I think. We'll have to find out. Okay. Well, I guess I'm down here now. Back up we go. Ooh. That, you know, weirdly, I kind of like the way that feels. But this, though. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't need that one. There we go. That'll be a vert, actually. In here. That one's all wrong as it is. Oh, no, actually these two are wrong. That one's actually going the wrong direction. This one, this one. here I am talking all about spawn proofing, and then I go and screw it up, right? Is that how it goes? And the problem is that I can't do it vertically right off the bat. There's nothing to... I can move everything around. Take that block back, please. Fences. Fences. So we've got... Am I doing the inside or the outside of these? I wasn't doing the towers. Okay, so we gate. I have gates. I do not have gates. Alright. So the gate. Fence. That looks weird, but okay. Gate, fence. Gate, fence. 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 I got 2 on that, right. 2 on there. Okay. 3 on that one. Right, okay, yeah. The inner side I forgot is going to be different than the outer. 2. Yes, I'm building with birch. Yeah. No, it's weird, isn't it? Wait a minute. Start with a gate over there. How do I not end up with a gate over here? 2 blocks shouldn't make that happen. Figure out where the gates are. And sleep it off to boot. Alright. So I have... Okay, I've got some oak planks. There's a spruce. Oak gates. Okay, so let's stack those up. I have 3 gates. I need some more. Do-do-do-do. Sticks. Not those. I'm good without that stuff for now. Sure. That's cool. Sticks. Nope. Planks. Try that. And how many fence gates can we get out of that? 24. There we go. Alright. Things happen, yes. I can get in, the villagers can get in. Let's go with these gates and get them in and see what they look like. Yeah, that's okay. It's an outer corner. So that's where this one got messed up. Oh, nope, that's not where it got messed up. That should have been a gate. It's always tough to figure out a pattern. The internet's so bad. Ooh, sorry to hear that. Although, if I understand correctly, Scotch, the industry you work in is not necessarily known for great internet connectivity in their offices. Let's go... Doesn't really matter. Let's go this way, I guess? It'll make sense later. I hope. Yeah, it's a slow Tuesday. Might play some Sky Vaults here in a bit. Ooh! Well, you can actually get it to work. Now, would you be playing a solo game, or would you be playing a server-based game? Because if you have crummy internet, a server-based game could be kind of flaky as well. Solo? Okay, yeah. I've been kind of missing my Vault Hunters, but on the other hand, I've been enjoying the time I've been having with my kids, so it's definitely worth it. Play with alternators with them. Okay, which that way. And at the moment, that's getting me. I'm not actually vaulting with them yet, but it's getting me some of the fill that I was looking for. Something is not right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Oh, these corners are just gonna be a problem. Okay, let's take the gates out of here. I just don't like the look. With another fence. Fence on those corners. So 2, 1, 2, 8 out. Fence. 8, 8, 8. Fence. Okay. That's still not gonna help. It's still gonna look janky at the ends here. Yeah, but those look pretty in. At least the fence doesn't look quite so weird there, I guess. I don't know. We'll just go with it. What did we miss here? Did we get a new question of the day? Oh, talking to fish. Yes. Talking to fish. What would a fish know? Thought I put that one in there. That was a weird one. What would a fish know? What would a fish know that I'd want to know? Probably another good question. That should help a bit. I mean, maybe there's a chance that the fish might be able to help predict the weather for the land. I know it sounds strange, but if fish were aware of the water currents and stuff, maybe they'd have an idea of how it's being evaporated. I don't know. Lump the fish in with the dolphins, yeah. Like, the dolphins were smart enough not to stick around. Isn't that how it goes? That when we tried to ruin everything with the galactic or intergalactic superhighway, not we, but when aliens and everybody tried to ruin everything with the intergalactic superhighway, the dolphins were unimpressed and they left the planet too. Well, we were dumb enough to save our hairdressers and telephone sanitizers. Build a new society of humans on a new Earth. Wow. It's been so long since I've actually read Hitchhikers that I'm probably messing up all the details. Good call, yeah. Okay, so that's level 1. Those pesky Vogons. And their poetry was atrocious. My poetry would be atrocious as well, but I would rather hear a lot of long human poetry than that Vogon stuff. That's probably enough to drive me insane. Fish or no fish? I still find it amusing that the Babelfish was related to one of the earlier internet search engines that we no longer have. So if I pulls here, well, it's a gate, whatever. There we go. Tripping logs is one of the most satisfying sounds in the game. I agree. I kind of wish it was used for something else, but I quite like it. This. Now, Got a window here. Or do I want another one? In this case, probably right in here. So work nicely. Oh. I can't get through. All right. Right by the vertical, yeah. This one. It's a very bendy hallway. Yeah, I definitely don't need it as high as it was going to be earlier. I mean, you could basically fit an Enderman in here as it is. Alright. Ooh, that's like a kind of feng shui no-no. Figure it out later. You wish. Yourself. Copernicus. Oh, I don't recall Copernicus. I'm curious now. Web search engines for the win, I suppose. Yeah, it's all dating ourselves, right? To say that we remember the days when no, you had to wait 15 minutes if you wanted a picture. Any picture. No, I did it again. I did it again. I went and put the posts in and I didn't use them. There we go. Let's back them down. I know a spider can't fall on me from here. So that's an improvement. But yeah, as far as it goes. Did I run out again? Oh, no, not quite. Interesting. I'm not familiar with that one. But another one of those dating yourself things with the joys of everybody and their dog getting sick and tired of the free AOL minute discs that used to come in everything. You know? And the dial-up sounds. It's funny, actually, because one of the things that I remember about dial-up modems back in the day was the fact that basically having a dial tone, or like you used to pick up your phone to check for a dial tone before you made a call. But if it just so happened that you then heard dial-up modem sounds going, you knew that, oh, great. Now I have to go apologize to somebody for screwing up whatever it was they were working on. And in our house, quite often, a lot of us didn't want to be on the internet at first, not for any reason other than that it was just so likely at the time that somebody was just going to pick up the phone and mess with it. You'd have to start all over again, or that somebody would come down and be like, "Can you get off the internet? I need to make a call." Not sure which was worse, screeching cats or dial-up modems. Fantastic Sherlock Fox, did your house have both? Well, I will admit, I was one of those teens that Even though my brother never said anything interesting on his telephone calls, I was one of the teens that would leave the phone off the hook with some sort of paperweight on top of the hook part, like the little button, just so that I could listen in on his calls whenever I felt like it. So the phone would be hung up, but it didn't actually stop my phone from letting the sound come through. They were supposed to, but mine didn't, so yeah. And that would also prevent it from making clicks and whatever if you picked it up to be nosy and listen. And to be honest, that was one of those ones where it ended up being to his advantage in the end that he didn't actually date anybody. He was my younger brother, for one thing, so I got bored of it by the time he actually did find people interesting to hang with. But that he didn't actually date girls, so that it wasn't like I was listening in on their conversation. There was none of that whole teenage blackmail over your sibling thing. So, yeah. I'm gonna need some more windows on the interior direction, I think. Unless I could actually instead move the ones in the long windows. So where I had 5, I could actually move them and have 2, and then just not have them on the corners on the inside. Then they'd still be offset from the outer windows. So it would end up looking more like this. One there, and one here. And then, of course, we'd have that all cleaned up. Feels weird not having a window on the inner corner. But it's not really necessary. I mean, the idea being you shouldn't have to worry about shooting at stuff on the inside. Right? Just for visibility of what's going on, I think I like having the second one, and for the artificial light. Way. One, 2. That one's done. Missed some. Oh, right, that's not even supposed to be there. And this one is. And then these two have moved. Net scrape communicator. Yep. I know that wasn't what it was really called, but I remember that one a lot. You aren't kidding, Fantastic Sherlock Fox. It was definitely a feel of an upgrade. Alright, let's see if we can get some more of this roof done. Oh, can't go jumping over there. Yeah. Wrong tower. Alright, I guess we'll do it on this one then. So, move those out of the way, and I need slabs and stairs. Oops, wrong way. There we go. Organization. Lower slab. And I think I need another one for that. A little bit there? Yeah. Oh. Let's not worry about that. Maybe let's worry about the stairs for now. We'll deal with the slabs later. This way. That way. This one. I'm fixing a hole where the rain comes in and stops my mind from wandering where it will go. It really doesn't matter if I'm wrong, I'm right. Where I belong, I'm right. Where I belong. Beatles and Minecraft. one of those things I never would have expected that actually go together. And when Windows 98 SE came out and actually made things feel stable. Yeah. IE4 hit and it made Windows 3.1 look like Windows 95. Funny you should mention that. I actually didn't get into any of that until Windows 95, shortly before Windows 98 came out. My house up to that point had been a Macintosh-only shop, and it turned out I needed a computer for college. So my parents bought me my first Windows machine, which was all well and good, except that my dad had been a computer nerd enough guy that he could actually deal with a lot of troubleshooting and tech issues and stuff, except not on Windows. He even very basically, was able to figure out stuff that was underneath the hood on his Macintosh, command line such as it was back in those days, and but not Windows. So I had to go find a good friend who was able to help me with that, and that actually, strangely enough, led to a lot of different things that was part of the reason why I got reconnected with Fantastic Sherlock Fox. Yeah, because my other friend had been working in the library at the university and agreed to help me with my computer. And yeah, he was friends with Fantastic Sherlock Fox. That wasn't how I met him, but that was sort of how I got back in touch. It was fun. Very, very fun. Okay, this one has to turn. I'll start putting the other part of the roof on. Yay! So double wide on that. I didn't think that was going to come up. What to do with this bit? I don't know with that one. Great, I'll just leave that for now, I guess. We'll have to figure out what to do with that corner. I don't like the way it's open. I don't particularly like heights in Minecraft, never have, but a few seasons ago I made a very, very large flower, and Minecraft heights still bother me, but not nearly as much as they used to. Thank you very much, whoever slept. Appreciated. Well, somehow I got around this second corner without the same issue. So I need to figure out what I did. They say, as I've been quoting from Man of Green Gables frequently, tomorrow's a new day with no mistakes in it. And more importantly, that's kind of what I was thinking yesterday about today. So, it's just that things change. And sometimes mistakes happen. Oh, I see what I'm... Okay. So I might cross that other corner, but I didn't actually fix it. I just kind of ignored the problem, I guess. Really, there's overhangs, so it's not that ugly, but not ideal. Alright. We can actually say we've got somewhere this session. I've got a circle, mostly covered, which does look somewhat like the reference, but I'm going to make the reference picture a little smaller this time. How do I do that? There we go. Smaller. Okay, back to live. Turn that on for you guys. This one. So the picture I've got, we finally got the roof covered, sort of like that. And we're ready to move on to the next piece. Well, mostly. I mean, obviously I want to get rid of that crazy corner. I don't know what's going on there. It's right up in here somewhere. Yeah, right there. Okay, let's try it from the inside and see what we've got. I know I've got fences to pull out as well. Yeah, I've got another one on this side. It's that I'm not getting the stairs to trigger correctly. Let's see if I can. I put it flat here. I get the stairs. I guess I do have to do that from the side. It certainly won't be a fast thing to be running through these tunnels. That one fixed. This one, I don't know what I want to do with that. Just to the top of the hour. Just to the top of the hour. So I don't know what I want to do with this corner. See, I like the way that this other side goes. Maybe I'll just put one in there like that. That looks weird, but I might like it better than the wrinkle we've got going on the opposite side. Same thing on this one. These not there. Let me make that one first. Sure. It's non-spawnable. 1, 2. Bit of 4 of those problems. Third one. Here. Oops. That was not what I expected. Not upside down either. One, two, three. Fourth would be right in between those two towers, so I'm not too bothered. Okay. Castle fixed. I dropped a piece and I left it somewhere. Inside. Okay. One run through just to make sure I didn't leave any major obstacles. And then we can go on the outside and just put the pictures. Not pictures, sorry, the trapdoors. You're just about to say this looks weird on the corners, and it is right here. Oh, ha! Thank you very, very much for the resub. I appreciate that. And also, haha, thank you for the conversation. I totally get it. Took me a second to figure out what you were talking about initially, but now I totally get it. Fantastic, or TP Zerk had asked last night about... Ooh, hey, I did pick that up. Had asked me last night about some of the carpet art that I was making, or that I had made last season, and just a bit about my process for doing so. And so I wrote back a rather lengthy response. Sorry about that. And oh boy. Yeah, okay, there we go. A rather lengthy response. And so hopefully it gives her the information she needs. But she was just talking about, or asking me questions about, I guess, a lot of it is sort of where do I start was kind of what I was giving her. And realizing that I have a lot I could learn. And I had given myself some limitations that don't actually need to be there. They don't actually need to be limiting. So maybe I'll do more carpet art and it'll be different. Let's go back into the other direction for more boo-boos. So as the pop-ups on screen aren't working all that well, she had actually said, thanks for all the advice, which we'll see if that works, you know? I'm really not liking this. I'm really not liking this. The fact that it drops down, and then it looks really janky in some spots. I've got my iron farm back, which is a bonus. No! 1, 2. This one comes out. Nope. But truthfully, you should only need these upper levels actually on spots where the lower ones can't meet. And so I'm finding more spots where it can meet, and I didn't put it that way. So yeah, there'll be a few fixes, I guess. Okay, so 5 more minutes of poking at this, and then we are done for the day. Looking up. Yeah. Those will be actually... Oh, well, thank you very much for the follow. I really, really appreciate that. So as you can see, some of the visuals work and some of them don't. That was supposed to have a whoosh noise with it, but I'll just take the fireworks. It's awesome. Okay, so I don't like the way this hangs inside, but that might actually be a good spot to put a lantern hanging from the ceiling, and then I don't have to worry as much about light. More that I'm doing inconsistent things with each side, and I don't quite understand why it's behaving so inconsistently. Oh, haha. Oh. Where'd the button go? This way, and then, yeah, I should have right in here had a repeat of that other box shape, so why don't I? It's something I'll have to puzzle out off stream, because it's gonna bug me, but okay, we don't need this. Let's deal with the exterior look part, because we can actually do something with that. I can't do anything with that because I didn't do it right. Ah. Eat. Lovely. Okay. Wow. So the idea was, there we go. Run around on the inside, throw in some dirt, then we can jump on the outside and put up the trapdoors. Or the flappy panels. Dirt. 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 This one. That one. It's getting dark, too dark to see. I'll be so glad when I'm done with trapdoors. This is why I should not actually do a performance at any sort of amphitheater whatsoever. Okay. Should be the end of that. 2, 4, 6, 8. All I've got for windows the inside. That should be fine. I hope nobody has that on VOD. Let's just say that. I had fun. I had fun. Oh, can I reach? There we go. Reach. You know, it'd be really nice if these were actually kind of see-through. As in, like, letting light in. But that's not the way it would really work. So, you can't blame the creators for not making them that way. You can hear that the villagers did get the chance to sleep. So they're making more golems. I mean, truthfully, if I really didn't want these golems out here, I could actually just, like, path the entire place. And I probably should. What do I have? Birch. Birch. Logs. We need more trapdoors. Some of those. Doors. 23. Sure. Did I get the outside done? I don't know. Can I reach these? No. Not really. Maybe? Aw, man. Glenn, can you parkour? Nope. One more. Nope. Okay. Well, forget that. We're at the hour. So you can see what I'll be working on after I get the troubleshooting done. And we'll be coming back doing some more of the windows and starting on the wall design for the new locations of the walls and getting them going and deciding whether or not these towers need to be taller. But yeah, in the meantime, let's just head over here. We can get a half-decent look. Alrighty. This is... Oh, actually, better idea. Big thank you very much to the awesome chat. Apologies for not noticing all of it that came in. I'm actually going to add another comment to that effect, just a timer. But we will get everybody in. And let's see, do I have this one? Yep. There we are. And that's where we're going to end that one for today. Alright, let's just see who we've got that we can raid. Oops, complete. Who we got that's interesting. Actually, let's check 2 different places because I don't trust that. Right, so. Wow. Aren't a whole lot of people who I'm normally with playing Minecraft right now. So what I think I'm going to do, looks like I've missed some of the regulars that I would normally raid into. So at the moment, we're going to head ourselves over to Joel Duggan, who's got far more viewers than we do, and he's building on the medieval town of West Hill. So that's actually quite a nice segue in after the work we were doing, and hopefully he'll have some interesting ideas and so on that we can take a look at. So I'm going to start that raid and then say all my thank yous to everybody. There we go. Thank you very much to Fantastic Sherlock Fox and Zerk and PP Zerk for being our mods today. And thank you very much for the new follow to Caring with Colors. Thank you especially to Teddy, or Teddy Legend for the gaming raid, as English as that is. And thank you very much for the point spenders and the sub from Fantastic Sherlock Fox for everybody coming in. We had a few faces like Scrublord and Olivia and Scotch Tape and Zerk. Wow. Neon, Mel popped in, Poppy, Zero, JF Bird Blue, and yeah, we've got a great crew. If I didn't say your name, I didn't intend to skip you. I've got a little bit of tech supporting to do that will help me re-notice when everybody comes in. And thank you very much for Joe MC for the follow. I really appreciate that. I will be back again at 9 p.m. 9 p.m? No, 7 p.m. Eastern. Do the math. 7 p.m. Eastern. And we'll be working on the castle again. Hopefully getting some more progress put in here. And hopefully we'll have some more sounds and alerts and whatever that are working by then. So, have yourselves a great day. Say hi to Teddy. I'm just going to see if I can trigger. There we go. If you have access, go ahead and use the funky little raid hat and the hype sheep. And apparently it gives me an emote rain. Okay, sure. If not, go ahead and use the default one below that. Never mind.
Guessing one? Please take a look. We have to follow it through. New to the channel, my name is Paul. This is a 5-year-old server. Called Questo. All you like spot, but like nothing. Not a lot of stuff. Sorry, not about the Moss and Bailey video cancelled. In a Is it Moss? Oh. Mott isn't cool. Ah, okay, cool. I am not up to snuff in my medieval. I was for a little bit there when I was building the walls around the tower.